All right. Hey, hi guys, welcome back. All right, so I realized I didn't do the singles storyline, and I like to put these out on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. So sorry this one's coming out so late. I thought I had done it earlier today because I was all prepared to do it, and then I got interrupted, and I was like, wait a minute. Actually, I had a lot of interruptions today, but it was still a great Sunday. All right, we have renewal and rebirth, card number 41. Examine what one has resisted discarding. Reassess what needs to be renewed and given a fresh start. Clean up all the things that are cluttering one's life. And we've got this phoenix rising from the ashes. It's kind of nice to think, hi, OM. It's kind of nice to think about a character like cleaning out the stuff that has been cluttering, because that can be the clutter of our mind, the clutter of our heart, the stuff that just weighs us down. It's hard to fly up into the sky. I mean, a plane that's weighted too heavily isn't getting off the ground, or it's certainly not safely, right? So it's nice to actually see this changing for the better, and to be able to see a character is going through a major shift. Now, they might have already done this. This could be when they were 41, or this could be someone who's turning 41, or this could just be a random number with no significance. But I will just say that we have a character who's making decisions right now, conscious decisions to make change. With the Two of Swords in the reverse, this is a character who's like wide open to examining things. They're not going to be resistant to acknowledging their own faults, their own flaws, the things that they could do better, the things that they could let go of, the things that, everybody carries something along with them that is probably a burden. We have King of Swords upright. We have the High Priest, which is the Hierophant in any other deck. So we've got Taurus energy on that. We have the Six of Wands. I'm feeling like this is a story of a King of Swords then. This is a singles reading. So we assume that our character is single. We have a King of Swords who's altering their life. They're decluttering their life. And I'm going to say, because the King of Swords is so very mental, that a big part of this could be that they are releasing stresses. They're more connected to their higher self than they've ever been. Definitely, especially with this High Priest, pointing upright to the sky. And they're feeling better about themselves than they have maybe ever. I'm guessing this is probably releasing a lot of like guilt and fear and shame, and feeling a lot better about themselves. That's the way I would look at that first. All right. Got the Sun. It is sideways. They're on a path to great happiness. They're not 100% there yet. They're still in progress, but they finally feel like happiness is, it's there for the taking. It's on the horizon. They can have this. They can do this. The sun is shining for them again. Could have been a character who was like really struggling with, look at this Fool card as well. They might have really been struggling with, that topic of clutter that we've talked about. They could have been really down on themselves for a long time, really ragging on themselves, feeling really poorly about, just the choices they've made in their lives and all those things. And they're finally like, why have I been my own worst enemy? Why would I do that to myself? Why don't I point out the things I've accomplished? Why don't I point out my strengths? Why don't I keep working toward my strengths? Why don't I keep moving toward making my life the happy thing that I want it to be, instead of continuously focusing on, we all make mistakes. We all make missteps, right? But that doesn't define us. What defines us is, how we continue to make choices throughout life and learn from those missteps. I think this character has gained a real sense of personal confidence, and they're confident enough to be about ready to take a leap of faith and do something that they want to do, something that they believe is going to make them very happy. This next step, this Fool card, is the thing that they have to do as part of their happiness. Three of Cups. This could be somebody who is about to either reach out to someone that they want to connect with or reconnect with. This could be somebody who's about to, it sounds maybe simple that a big step for someone would be to reach out and be a part of a group, or to reach out to a person that they care about, especially after a long time of silence and working on themselves. But I think it's a really big thing, you know? Um, I I'm an introvert. No one ever believes that. They always think I'm an extrovert. I am not. I work very, very, very hard to function in a world that requires me to be an extrovert, because there are people everywhere. And I learned a long time ago that I was going to have to learn how to deal with this. And I literally worked on it in a way not everybody does, to get comfortable with that. And comfortable is it? It's not quite the right word, to function with it. And so, with that in mind, I can totally understand how, if we have a character who's been working on themselves, and a King of Swords could be somebody who's pretty, you know, like they get up in their heads, they're mental, they're mental in the best of ways, right? I'm not using it as a slang derogatory term. I'm using it as, you know, they're cerebral, they're intellectual. They think about things a lot, and that could make this character have a tendency toward withdrawing when they need to work on something, do it quietly, do it out of the public eye, and then to jump back into interacting with others. That can be a big step, especially if someone gets to a point where they've intentionally withdrawn so they could work on something privately. Now it's like, okay, here I go. I'm going to re-enter the world of, you know, interacting face to face. And that's, you know, or with someone in particular. That can be a big step for this character. 10 of Pentacles, 8 of Wands. This is definitely something that they see as a person of great interest. This could be family related. This could be somebody's about to reconnect with estranged family members, and finally they feel really good. I'll give a different example of this. It could be, remember the rebirth and renewal? This could be a King of Swords who like put themselves through a detox program or something. They are coming out the other side of it. They're like super proud of themselves for what they've accomplished. You know, maybe they've got their, you know, their year coin or something. Maybe they've gone through AA. Maybe they've managed to like regain a real sense of power in their life, and now they're excited to like just kind of reconnect with family, with the people they care about, because they feel like they're in a healthy place now. And it's like, the sky's the limit. Like, it's going to be so good to be around my family. This could even be like a celebratory thing that they can't wait to see family at, you know, a holiday reunion or something, because they've got a lot of really good things to celebrate with their group this year. Now, the alternate is that this could be much more personal, and this could be our character is going to connect with someone who they see as long-term happiness. This could be somebody that they love. This could be someone that they can't wait to talk to, because they really want to say, I'm different now. I'm happy now. I've reinvented myself now, and I'm ready to connect. So we got to talk about who that 3 of Cups person is. The 3 of Cups, actually, what deck? Let's go this route. I've been enjoying this one lately. Tell me who the 3 of Cups. Ooh, 3 of Cups person is. 6 of Cups, High Priestess. So this is their soulmate, and this is a very intuitive soulmate. Likely also single. Someone who has expected to hear from them. So I've been referring to the King of Swords as our lead character, and in this story they are, but I would argue that this is not a supporting role. I would argue this character is every bit as much a lead character. They are a soulmate, and so that's why I say I put them on equal footing. And possibly this one goes a little bit above, only because I've been expecting you. That's the response. When they reach out for this 3 of Cups, the 3 of Cups person says, I've been expecting you. I knew you would call someday. I knew this day would come. I knew I would hear from you. These are 2 single people that had a bond regardless of time, distance, and space. These are 2 individuals that have something that it's not that are, I'm going to call the 3 of Cups person now the High Priestess, but it's not that the High Priestess is saying like, I always knew you'd come back and then we'd be in this perfect romance together. It's more like, I always knew that you weren't like gone forever, because there's still like some new conversation that needed to happen. It's not to rehash where we've been already. There's something new. There's some kind of that, or she's saying, and I always knew you'd come in and you'd offer me something. It's almost like somebody says, I could foresee it. I've been able to always know that someday you were coming in and giving me something. I didn't expect it to be a bunny, but I knew someday you were going to come in and offer me something. I don't know that this person is bringing a pet as a gift, but look, this is fertility is what the bunny really represents. But keep in mind, they're seeing this person as their 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles is a pretty good depiction of fertility. I'm wondering if, so we're going to describe our 3 of Cups person, the High Priestess individual, as something along the lines of like a, we'll say an intuitive, or psychic, or however we want to talk about this. Oh, Elena, is it? Oh no, are we having difficulties with the volume? Please let me know if it's just Elena's or if it's everyone who's suffering right now with my volume. I'm sorry, guys. I hate it when this kind of stuff happens. But I feel like our High Priestess is a bit of a psychic. Thank you, Carol. Thanks for the feedback. A bit of an intuitive, and there's someone who says, I know that sometimes the messages that I get aren't exactly 100% accurate. So if I've pictured them coming back into my life with this bunny that they're offering me, I already know that the bunny is going to be metaphorical. Like I had a dream like this, but they brought me a bunny, but I know they're not going to bring me a bunny in real life. But the dream says they're coming in with some kind of fertile offer. I guess that's the best way that I could describe this. That's the best way I could explain this character right now. Okay, so how do they react then? How does our High Priestess react to all of this? We've got a 3 of Swords sideways. It's kind of like, well, on one hand, I don't want to rehash things, but on the other hand, I kind of feel like both of them, this might be a very tear-jerking reunion. This could be a combination of really happy expectations. This could feel fairly otherworldly for these characters to see each other again, because there is so much of like, I knew this was going to happen, but now that it's happening, like, like wake me up. Is this for true? Is this for reals? But after the initial kind of like ethereal shock wears off, I feel like it's going to be pretty emotional for both of them. I don't know if they find all the right words to explain. I think this has been a very lonely time for these two to be apart. If they're soulmates and they haven't been around each other in a while, I think it's been a really painful separation. But I almost think that being able to express it, it's almost like they're aware of, wow, it really has sucked to be away from you now that they're in each other's presence. And to find the right words, I don't know that either one can. I think it's like half-finished sentences. And then it's like, well, so now let's talk about what we're going to build. There's the acknowledgement of, God, it's been hard to be apart. And then it's, what are we going to build? Because I'd rather talk about building now. And remember, that's what they're coming back in for. They're coming back in for this 10 of Pentacles, this 8 of Wands, this let's talk, let's go move someplace. Let's build our dream together. Let's build our empire together, our dream house together. I'm ready to do this. That's what the King of Swords, man, they are coming in ready. I feel like the High Priestess is also. Let me get just one more card on that Empress energy, because that's about building. It's about nurturing. It's about, hey, Alana, good to see you, hun. We got the 6 of Coins. We got the 4 of Wands. Okay, it's straight up about marriage. Like, there is no confusion for these two. And I don't know how long these two have been apart. I'm just going to jump into that for just a split second. Has there been great time and distance apart for these two? This is definitely two people that already knew each other. 4 of Cups, maybe 4 years. And there's been a heck of a lot of like disappointment throughout all this time. But there's also been an acknowledgement that if somebody is trying to literally get their head on straight, I can't speed them up. It feels like this was the King of Swords who had to get their something worked out in their mind. You notice how the top of their head is open and we've got scissors in here and we've got measuring tape, and she's just kind of sitting here holding space, kind of floating in the clouds herself, like patiently waiting. That's our High Priestess up in the clouds saying, all I know is that everything is kind of still floating around, but I'm sensing, and maybe this is another dream she had, like I imagine them like popping the top of their head off, and inside there's all, sewing kit and all kinds of stuff, and they're something is like they're being put back together, kind of like a Mr. Potato Head thing. And although I wish it was going faster, it's not. It's kind of like this element of this sucks a lot, but there's no way to speed stuff up. Now that they're kind of like go from 0 to 100 really fast. For these two to already be talking about what are we going to build, and the answer, I think, for both of them in both of their minds is we're going to build everything that we should have already. We got to make up for all that last time. So let's pour everything we've got into this. Let's get married. Let's nest. Let's build a home together. This keeps looking like, I don't know, maybe they're going to go to a condo first, though. Or they're going to actually live in two different places. I only say that because birds are migratory. So it could be like, let's live here and then let's also live there 6 months out of the year. We're going to have to yo-yo back and forth, but we're definitely going to do it together. We're not living apart. We're always going to be together, even if, and that could be the other thing. These two could be at a distance. It almost feels like, is he coming back to pick her up and say, now come back with me? I mean, it could be something along those lines. This could be like, I want to build a mansion with you at this place. Come back with me. Let's look at this property together. Let's do this. And it's like, we're going to have to live in two places until all of these plans can really come to full fruition. But we're definitely going to stay together at all times from here on out, because we got to make up for lost time. That's what this storyline looks like to me, which we don't always get ones quite like this for the single stories. Sometimes they're very much about romance, sometimes not. This one was heavily about romance. Oh my gosh. And it is about, it's not, I don't even want to call this person an ex, though, is the crazy part. This isn't really about an ex. It's about two characters who have simply been at a distance while something had to be, while somebody had to rebirth themselves. And that's quite a process. So, what do you do if somebody's busy rebirthing themselves? It's not your job. They got to do that, and you can't help, and you can't be, like, I guess she could have been in there doing Lamaze with them, but I don't think so in this storyline. So there was no other way for these two to ever come into a union. Things had to go exactly the way they did. Anyway, I'm going to leave that one there. Thank you guys so much for being here. Lots of love to all of you. I am delighted to see you guys tonight. Natalie D, thanks again, honey. Good to see you. So static intermittent. Okay. EM, thank you so much for giving me the feedback. I appreciate it. Yeah, I know it's probably because I did bump the mic a little bit earlier. So that's probably my fault. I'll probably have to reset everything all over again. It seems like even if I literally, and it's here now because I brought it closer, and if my elbow like touches it when I reach for a deck of cards, sometimes it'll start to produce static, and I'm like, oh, sometimes good mics are a nightmare. Good night, Emily. Sweet dreams, honey. Nancy, thanks for being here. All right, you guys, take care. I'll see you in the next ones. Bye.